Hey YouTube family, this is Courtney. I'm back again with another quick video I would like to share with you. And today I just want to talk briefly and share with you some steps that have actually helped me to get through some of my hard times when I was left alone by myself. And one thing I had to learn how to do is to be my own biggest cheerleader. You know, life is going to happen. Life has its way of knocking us down to where we are totally off our game. We're kicked off the field, and sometimes we're just simply kicked off the team. Life has this way of throwing these situations at us. We are hit with things and circumstances that are out of our control, such as a loss of a job, whether you got fired, laid off, the company left, whatever the case may be, dealing with a negative issue within a relationship, infidelity, sickness of your spouse, anything that's negative that's going on within your relationship, dealing with the loss of a loved one, even your own personal health issues, behavior problems with your kids, and the list can go, on and on and on. Having to deal with those things that we can not control can oftentimes push us to that place of that dark, lonely, hard place, that dark place of feeling defeated, feeling less than inadequate, helpless, lost, hurt, confused. And if all those feelings are not taken care of, it can lead to depression, anxiety, unhealthy addictions, drugs, food addictions. Those things are real. Suicidal attempts, or even suicide. Oftentimes when these things happen in our lives, we have at least that one somebody in our corner to motivate us and to inspire us, encourage us to stay strong, to stay in the race. Don't give up. You got it. And if you're lucky and if you're very blessed, you have a whole team of people, in your corner when you are going through this particular circumstance or dealing with the issue. You have a whole team to uplift you, to encourage you, to inspire you, to motivate you. No matter how tough or how strong we may be or think that we are, there will come a time in our lives where we will be tested, and yes, you will bend, and you may possibly even break. That person or team is not going to always be there in those lonely, dark nights, that lonely, dark place that you find yourself in when you are going through this particular storm in your life. So the question is, what do you do when you have this loneliness? What do you do when you are left alone and there is no one around? I've been there, and I know what it's like. I've been there. I know what it's like to be left with me, myself, and my thoughts, my feelings. I know what it's like to have them to just overtake me at times. And what I want to do is I want to share with you some steps on how to be your own cheerleader when your squad, your team, or that one person that is so close to you, is nowhere to be found. And the truth of the matter is that you have to deal with these things. You have to go through the motions. You have to go through the experience of whatever this circumstances is bringing your way. You have to go through this. So just very quickly, I want to share with you 5 things, just 5. And it worked for me. I pray that it worked for you. But the first thing I want to share with you is when you're going through that tough spot in your life and how to be your own biggest cheerleader. The first thing that you need to do before anything is to be still. It seems as if we take it as if it's such a negative thing to say, oh, we need to shake it off and push through and keep going and don't worry about it, but the truth of the matter is you can't push through if this thing is so heavy. You can't keep going if this thing is weighing you down. So the best thing that you need to do is to be still and acknowledge your thoughts and your feelings. Let that feeling run its course like a virus. Do not suppress it. Do not hold it in, and do not act as if it does not exist. Stop pretending, and for once be open, be vulnerable, and be honest with yourself. As long as you know the truth, that's the only way it's going to set you free. So You have to be honest with yourself, and also, your feelings. Be honest with how you're feeling, however this thing is making you feel. Be honest, be open. And the only way that we'll be able to express that authentically is by being still in that silent moment, in that lonely moment. Just be still and let whatever it is that is resonating in your spirit and in your soul, let it come out. It's nothing wrong with crying. It's nothing wrong with feeling defeated. It's nothing wrong with being upset. Those things are natural. You're not human if you don't feel these things when you're dealing with a storm in your life. And so just to be still. No one is expecting for you to be superwoman. And to me, I just think that that's just a myth, because honestly speaking, for myself, I'm not superwoman. I'm a woman. I have superpowers. However, I'm not superwoman. Life is going to hit me with some blows. I'm going to take them and I'm going to deal with them. They may make me cry, hurt, feel these type of ways, feel a certain type of way. But I am so determined and eager to push on because I know who I am and who I belong to. So, no one is expecting for you to be superwoman. Nobody's expecting for you to be Incredible Hulk. You are a human being with feelings and emotions. So allow that energy to pass through. So that's the first thing that I really encourage you to do, is to stop trying to move and suppress and push it in the back of your mind and act as if it doesn't exist. No, be still and acknowledge it. Let those feelings flow. Let the honesty come out. Be authentic. Be vulnerable with yourself. These are your silent moments. Nobody but you, yourself, and at that particular space. So just be honest. And the second thing is journaling. Anybody who knows me knows that I just think it's just something so magical about putting pen to paper, writing it out, putting those, trying to find the words, even if you have to create a word, to express or to illustrate your feelings, your thoughts, that you are having. Write your situation out on paper, and every feeling, thought, and emotion that follows it. Writing, to me, has a way of filtering out the soul, that the soul of those deep hidden thoughts and feelings that at the time we cannot verbally express. So that's the second thing, is to just write it out, express yourself. And I know sometimes we're so secretive about those particular things because we just think, oh, what if someone finds this and then I'll be exposed. They'll really know how I felt or what I was going through. So if that's the case, like in the beginning, what I used to do is I write it out. And then I would have my own little ritual of tearing it up or burying it, or burning it, or flushing it down the toilet, because I know it was symbolic to, I'm no longer going to feel this way. I'm going to bury this thing. This thing is not going to take over me. So whatever it is that you want to do that and make it, symbolic for something that's significant towards the situation in a positive light. Or now what I do is I just keep a key to my journal, because what I like to do time to time is I like to go back and remind myself of things that I have been through and where I was at that point and compared to where I am now, and I can see and feel the growth in that I have evolved, and that I am growing into a new version of myself. And it's a beautiful thing to see where I was here, and even though life was throwing their blows, and I was catching it in the chin, the stomach, and everywhere, I was able to see how I dealt with it, and to see that if I've gotten through this, then surely I can get through this. So it was kind of a motivation for me within itself, just keeping it so that I can revert back to it time to time. Okay, so that's the second thing, is to journal, write it down. The third thing, and I love this is my favorite, this is my favorite. I do this every day. It's become second nature now. Is meditation and prayer. Pray out to your Creator and ask Him for peace. Ask Him for rest. Ask Him for restoration, guidance, and healing. And trust that He loves you enough that He would do exactly that. He sees and He knows all. He understands the hurt. He understands the pain. And also, meditate. Meditation is a way of putting a lid on the thoughts and opening up our spirit so that we can hear what the universe is trying to say to us, so that we can be taught by the universe what the lesson is in this particular situation that we're going through. You know, our mind can constantly keep going and going and going, but when we meditate, we're focusing on our breathing, we're focusing on that light, and we're focusing on something greater. But our mind is silent, so in the silence we're able to hear, and we're able to be directed as to what God is trying to reveal to us, what he is saying, how he is going to work this out. So that's a way of encouraging too. You know, it allows you to be free, to be very open, be very, very receptive of what the universe is trying to say, so you can become connected spiritually with the universe's energy. So meditation is very important, and I love it. I do it every day. So the fourth thing is words of affirmation. Open your mouth and speak life over this dead situation in your life that you are experiencing. Speak words of encouragement to yourself every morning, noon, night, wherever you're feeling something. You know, speak life over this thing. Speak life over your children if they're going through something. Speak life over your marriage if you feel that it is failing. Speak life over your finances. Speak life over your body if you're experiencing some type of health issue. Speak life. Everything that what I like to call a process of cancellation is that every thought that comes in your mind that is negative, that is, oh, I feel sick, or, you know, my money is looking funny, and my health is failing, my kids are acting up, this business is never going to prosper, it's never going to get off the ground. Speak the opposite. I am healed. My finances, I am living in overflow. I am living in abundance. I am a blessing to be. I am so blessed to be a blessing to someone else. Start to speak those things into the universe, because what you're doing when you're speaking those words into the atmosphere, you're only awakening your soul to hear what you're saying. You're awakening your spirit to hear what you're saying, so that way you become connected and being in a line, so that you will start putting forth effort and actions to make these things come to pass. You know, you are the CEO of your life. You know, take control of it. So start speaking those words over yourself. When you know that's the best thing that you can do. Being your cheerleader, for being the biggest cheerleader for yourself, is to start using words, chants, songs, rap, whatever it is, poetry. I love poetry. You know, write a love letter to yourself. Write a letter of encouragement to yourself. Put it up on your refrigerator or your mirror, or, you know, before you leave out the door. I used to post sticky notes on the door, and I would read them before I enter the world. You know, words of encouragement, words that I can do this, I can get through, some type of motivational quote, biblical scriptures, whatever works for you, a song or something. But speak, use your words. Your words are powerful. Your words have life within itself, and your words can birth these things. So everything that is opposite of everything that you are feeling, speak opposite of it. If you're feeling defeated, you know, say you are a conqueror. If you're feeling that you're going to lose, I am a winner. You know, you can do these things. You have the strength. God has equipped you with everything that you need to get through these things that life throw your way. You know, he's not going to hold your hand through everything. He's expecting for you to put forth some action and do these things. And the one thing that he's giving you is a tongue. So use it. Use your words. And have faith. You know, even though I'm in the beginning, it may be like, oh, okay, I don't really get it, I don't really believe it. But over time, if you keep speaking these things out, because it's something about when the words come out and it penetrates your ear, like I said, it awakens your soul, it awakens your spirit. So now it's kind of like, okay, I have to act like a conqueror. I have to act like I am healed. I have to act as if my business is flourishing. I have to act this way. I have to put forth this effort. And it's not faking it. It's called faith. So you have to really start speaking these things over your life. So that's the fourth thing, is meditation and prayer. Like I said, whether you're having good days, bad days, me personally, I think we should do it every day, because it just keeps us aligned, and keeps us, you know, focused, keeps us open, it keeps us free. So I think that's very, very important. And the last thing, number 5, is to keep moving. Keep moving. I know this is probably one of the hardest things to do, because when we're dealing with life and the things that it brings, we want to just lay dormant and we want to ball up in a corner and just cry ourselves to death, and we don't want to be bothered. We shut everything and everyone out. And don't get me wrong, you may need those moments where you have to just isolate yourself, because that's where I say, be still and be silent. You're going to be by yourself. But in order to be your biggest cheerleader, you have to understand that you have to prep yourself for the game, for the big game. And the only way that you'll be able to do that, to prepare yourself for this big game of life, is to keep moving. Do not lay dormant. Do not be content. Because at the end of the day, when I really think about it, the enemy wants to destroy you, because he knows how special you are. He knows the calling that your Creator has upon your life, and he understands that. That if he or she gets this breakthrough, have a divine revelation, this healing, this comeback, if they get up on their feet and continue to prosper and flourish, that they would never be the same. He understands that you are once or several steps closer to your destiny. One to several steps closer to your destiny. He understands that. So of course he wants you to die. He wants you to lay dormant. So it's very imperative that you keep moving. And when I say keep moving, that means get up, get out the bed, ask God to help you put one foot. And I had to do this. Just help me put one foot in front of the other. Order my steps. I started back exercising and, going for brisk walks and doing these things. I kept moving. I kept going out with my friends. And some days I didn't want to, but I thank God, for blessing me with friends and family and loved ones who would call and check on me and, let's get out, let's go to the movies, let's go walking, or just come over to watch, Lifetime or whatever, So, go out with your friends, keep going out to the movies, and, keep moving, keep working, don't give up on your job. If you're working, continue to work that job, continue to go. Don't use all your sick leave and call out, because, don't do that. Keep moving, keep pushing yourself. Join a support group if you need to. If it gets that bad, again, I'm an advocate for counseling and therapy and getting psychological help. Mental health is very important. So if you feel that it's going a little too far to the left, do not feel embarrassed, and do not feel, crazy for saying, hey, I need help, I need to talk to someone. So join a support group, seek counseling, whatever. Volunteer. The best feeling that for me is when I'm feeling down I'm a humanitarian by heart, so I love to give back. I love doing stuff for people. It makes me feel good, and it makes me feel good knowing that I am blessed to be a blessing for someone, even in the midst of my storm. By me doing that, it kind of ignites my spirit to kind of be like, okay, I need to keep going. And also, depending on what type of volunteer work, like feeding the homeless or going to a nursing home, sitting with the elderly and just seeing how their life is and comparing it to your life, you have a lot to be grateful and thankful for, because it could be worse. Whatever situation you're in, it always could be a step or two worse. So just volunteer, find some type of organization to get yourself involved in. Continue to apply for jobs if you got laid off. Don't let that be the end of it's not the end of your life. Continue to apply for jobs. Have faith. Each time you hit that submit button on that application, speak life over that thing. This employee will call me back and I shall have this job. Speak those things. If you know that working this regular 9 to 5, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that, is not something that you want to do for the rest of your life, have the courage to go back to school and pursue what it is that you love, pursue your passion. Keep going, go to church, go to spiritual organizations, things that are going to uplift your spirit, yoga, meditation class, whatever it is. More than anything, keep praying and keep praising God for who He is. Once we lay down for a long time, we are considered, I would consider you being a dead soul. Yes, you may be here breathing and eating and working, etc. But there is no life in you. You're just pretty much like a dead man walking. So what you want to do is to keep moving, keep moving. Don't ever give up, because the last thing you want to do is to lay dormant and lay down and die. It's like it's very detrimental to your health. You don't want to do that. You want to keep moving. You want to push past these negative things. You want to prove to yourself that you are equipped with everything that you need to get through it. So those are the 5 things that I want to share with you, and I hope and pray that they do work for you as they work, for me. And one thing about life, it is that it isn't scripted, and I say that all the time. It isn't scripted. We can plan all day how we want our life to be and what we expect from our life, but every now and again, we're going to be hit with circumstances. We're going to be hit with things that are not fair. It's not fair. It's not right. I don't understand it, and it will leave confusing. Some things happen to us, to be honest, we put ourselves in simply because we wasn't being obedient. And then there's other times, it's out of our control. But either way, just know that as long as, you are living, as long as there's blood running warm in your veins, you cannot give up on you. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. People are not going to always be there, and you can't expect them to, because more than likely, oftentimes, they're going through something themselves, and they have a life to deal with themselves, and they have issues that they're trying to solve themselves. So every moment and every time you're feeling this way, and you get on the phone and you call your girlfriend or a friend or whoever, the pastor, whatever, they may not always be there. And don't take it as a negative thing. Don't take it as something that, oh, they're giving up on me or they don't love me. Sometimes it may be a blessing in disguise that they're not there, because it's teaching you how to depend on you to be your biggest cheerleader. It's teaching you how to depend on you to conquer this thing, and to speak life to you over this thing, and to have faith and trust you that you can get through this, and you will get through it. So those are the 5 things that I just wanted to share with you real quick. I'm not going to hold you long, and I hope and pray that it works for you like it works for me. Like I said, whenever I find myself in a situation, I use it to this day. Take what you can take from it, tweak it however you need to tweak it. Whatever doesn't work or you don't want to use, take it out. But I do hope and pray that you do utilize all 5 of them, because like I said, it works for me. It's working for me, and it's going to continue to work for me. So with that being said, I just want to let you know to be encouraged and to always be your biggest cheerleader. Life is going to throw their hard balls, but trust me, with your faith, with your God, and with your ability to win, you'll knock it out the ballpark. Trust me. So like I said, I hope this works for you. And remember that self-love is truly the best love. Peace.